Back on this week's Throwback, we're headed back to this time of year, but back in 2008.
The world of newspaper delivery was changing, and both the Quad City Times and the Dispatch-Argus were trying to keep up.
Yeah, it's all part of our Flashback Friday, only here on The Current on News 8.
Getting the morning paper is a part of life in the Quad Cities, but now that routine is getting a shakeup. Some 8,000 Quad City Times customers in Illinois will likely start to get their paper from Dispatch-Argus carriers next month, putting some Times carriers out of work.
Tough economic times do make strange bedfellows.
River City's reader-publisher Todd McGreevy knows about the long rivalry between the Iowa and Illinois papers. But he says the collaboration isn't as strange as it sounds.
It's kind of like the auto industry. They got all this investment and all this hardware that they need to pay the debt on, and so it's kind of tough for them to let go of that.
Since newspaper carriers depend on routes like these to supplement their income, it hits them right in the wallet. One carrier tells me she stands to lose up to $350 a month. Dispatch management call the proposal a reflection of the economy, the downturn in the newspaper business that forces its hand in cutting costs.
It's not a competitive advantage for one or the other. It just makes good management sense, good economic sense to do that.
While Times publisher Julie Bechtel says there's no agreement yet, newspaper carriers are bracing for the worst.
Businesses have to survive, and if it's a more difficult economic environment, these kinds of things are going to happen and will continue to happen.
Just like the news in the morning paper.
It's so incredible to watch stories like these because you just sort of see how there's just these cycles of news because we could tell this story today just in a slightly different context for different reasons.
Internet really took over in the past 15 years, that's for sure.
Exactly. And now we're talking about AI and what the implications are that to
Which is even scarier.
Yeah, well, anyway. But fun story to look back on.